So it's fun. It's the way experimental theater should be.
What about you, Logan? Was it 'cause she is your boss at the theater and she was just like, you have to be in my play, or?
No, I know Anna and I know Dylan, and I'm trying to make acting a profession, and you sort of don't say no. If somebody wants you to do something, you sort of do it.
Where'd you study?
It all builds. I didn't really study. I was an actor in high school.
Okay.
But I grew up in California, and I came here for college, and I kind of studied everything else but acting. But I studied a little bit at Terry Schreiber in that studio. But I kind of seemed to learn from doing and being with other actors. It was just another chance to do that and just to be an actor and something. So it's all good.
We appreciate you being here. All right, Mike. How did you get into this whole crazy, surrealistic?
Well, I mean, Anna and I worked together a few years ago, and then we just we lost touch after that. But then I just graduated from NYU in musical theater.
Oh, wow.
And so I've just been auditioning ever since I graduated, and I saw that she needed another actor, and so I contacted her, and she had me read for the part. And it was like I didn't really have any other projects going on at the time, so I decided to come in and read, and then I really fell in love with the play, and so that's just it all just worked out.
Very cool. All right, and last but certainly not least, Chris.
Yeah, I knew Anna through a play she wrote a couple of years ago that I got to act in. I don't do a whole lot of acting, so it's always kind of nice and fun to get back into it. And I get to play, I guess, one of the more comedic roles, which is fun. I like being funny sometimes. I get to be a slacker. I'm kind of a slacker too, so I can identify with the part, and yeah.
I mean, you don't sound like a slacker. You're a filmmaker. You're a playwright. You're acting.
I am. I was. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what though, because as a playwright here, I'm just interested in what you think in terms of acting versus playwriting. Like, do you think...
It's so weird. I don't know how actors do it. I'm always like, once I start doing it, I'm like, oh man, this is a lot harder than it looks. So it's always kind of funny for me to go onto the stage when I'm used to being off it. So I'm definitely more comfortable not on it, I've decided. But
it's still a good experience.
But it's still fun, and it gives you the other perspective, and it helps you learn how to talk to actors better, I think, being an actor a little bit, and it's fun though, and it's just it's been a great experience. So I'll gladly act in any of Anna's plays.
I would too, by the way. Like, if I wasn't directing, I pitch. I'm a whore for any art. But no, one thing I want to ask you about, because it's a little controversial, because I'm in this with domestic on the other end too, is to not only write the play but also direct it. There's a lot of people who frown on that kind of work, especially starting out. I was just thinking, what do you think about that? Because you obviously are
I've
fearlessly doing
always
it.
wanted to direct my own work, because ever since I started writing plays, I always, while I'm writing them, I envision how I would stage them, and it's like just writing it isn't quite enough for me, because there's this whole other part to it, bringing it to life, and I always have like a desire to take my own play and bring it to life in all these other ways that are things you can't just get from reading it.
Right.
So I'm all for writing and directing one's own work, because I think that there's something that you can bring to it that someone else can't. And after I die, anybody who wants can direct my play. Or after I do the first one, you know, like I think that
and they pay
for
you
any
royalties.
play, yeah, definitely.
They pay you royalties
Definitely.
for licensing.
But yeah, I feel like for any play that I will ever write, I'll want to do the first production of it myself and be able to get my full vision and fantasy for the piece, like put it out there, experience the whole thing, put it on its feet, and then, you know, if anybody else wants to direct it, they can.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
I actually have something to say about that.
Yeah, please. I mean, all your comments are welcome.
I think a lot of the time it's frowned upon because there's the danger that the writer will get like stuck into one way of thinking about it and sort of close off all other ideas. But having worked with Anna, I just have to say that she's been so open to all of our input, like throughout the entire process, and has even like changed things that like we've come up with. Like, I think that it's frowned upon for a reason, but that reason doesn't really apply in this
Universally,
situation.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's a very collaborative process.
Yeah, these guys really, I mean, there's so much in this production that I hadn't even imagined at all. Like they're bringing the characters to life and the play to life in a way that, you know, I couldn't do it without their input. Like I only know so much about the play. Like watching them do it and hearing what they think about it and what they're like, oh, maybe we could do this. You know, that's exciting for me too.
No, absolutely. I think that's the trick, is that if you're going to direct your own work, you still have to be open to criticism throughout the process and collaboration. Otherwise, then you become very narrow-minded. And I applaud you for doing it and going against the idea that one shouldn't. But also, you put a lot more responsibility on yourself as both writer and director. It's like if it doesn't turn out, if the audience goes home unhappy, then it's like double the blame.
It's true. That's a risk.
It's just like you are twice as at fault, which won't happen here.
No.
Which is not going to happen this time around. But no, all right. Well, any other comments, ideas? I mean, what are the challenges? What have they been, or what are you guys? Because we're about a month out that we're being filmed right now. Has there been anything you guys have been concerned about in terms of your individual roles or
Learning
with
Hebrew.
production?
Yeah, she's got to do a Kaddish thing. But she's
I'm like
doing great.
learning
She's doing
Hebrew,
great.
the Irish Catholic girl learning Hebrew at
She's doing
20,
great.
24 years of age. Yeah, I know. But no, it's fun. But it's hard.
What about challenges for you? I mean, this is a pretty large cast.
The scheduling definitely is the hardest part,
Yeah.
I think, having such a large cast, but I mean, everybody's being great. And since it's only a one-act play, like it, you know,
You
and
don't
we have
lose.
2 months, like there's enough time.
Yeah.
I haven't been worried about us having not enough time because everybody's been working really hard, and now we finally can work in the space tonight, so that'll be great. Like the living room doesn't quite cut
Do it justice, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I really don't have any like strong concerns right now. I feel like we're moving at a good pace, and there's some great work being done, and yeah, I'm excited.
So am I. I'm excited to see it. All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to wrap up this behind-the-scenes look at The Photograph. But thanks again. It is The Photograph. It is part of the Mecca Collective's 3 More Nights Festival on October 1st through 3rd at Under St. Mark's, 94 St. Mark's Place. Starts at 7:30, but we're going to have a reception starting at 6:45. So come on out. Available. Tickets are on SmartTix. By the time you see this, they will be up and running, and we want to see you there. So thanks again, guys. Oh, real fast, I want to give a shout out because we mentioned his name a few times, and he's behind the camera. To Dylan, thank you, sir, for being the unseen lens, and it sounds like for helping put in touch a lot of this production. So, all right, on that last word, we'll see you next time.